It happened, guys. AMD stock, it happened. I made a video a few days ago. I'll put it up right here. You guys can go check that out as well. I called it. AMD, you guys please invest in AMD. I mean, now is even a better time to invest in it. But look at what happened today. Up 25%. At one point, they were up 37%. Oh my gosh. I mean, they're kind of like chilling out around. It looks like they're probably going to stay around up 20% on the day, but geez, I mean, AMD up that much. It's pretty crazy. Um, let's get into the video. I want to talk about why AMD is up that much. If you guys do enjoy this video, be sure to smash that like button. Also subscribe to the channel. I don't usually make videos this early, but I had to hop in on this and tell you guys why AMD is up so much. Basically what happened is OpenAI, AMD announced massive computing deal, marking a new phase of the AI boom. This is a 5-year agreement that will challenge NVIDIA's market dominance, gives OpenAI 10% of AMD if it hits milestone for chip development. Something that I also want to point out is, let's look at NVIDIA stock today, and let's see, my fault, NVIDIA. Let's see how much they're at. They're down today. They're down today. This marks a day, I think, where AMD is going to take over NVIDIA. This is the day. AMD is going to take over NVIDIA. Let's look at the article right here. Basically, the deal is that OpenAI committed to purchasing 6 gigawatts worth of AMD chips. And what that does for the company is the ChatGPT maker will buy the chips directly through partners. And the two companies didn't disclose plans of overall cost, but AMD said it costs tens of billions of dollars per gigawatt of computing capacity. Okay, so we see that. How many gigawatts did they buy? 6. OpenAI is the biggest AI. I mean, ChatGPT, you guys know what that is. That is the biggest AI right now. Do I think it's going to stay that way? Yes, they have such a big, upper hand on everyone else. They're the first ones to do it. They're still on the top. OpenAI will receive warrants for up to 160 million AMD shares, roughly 10% of the chip company. So OpenAI is taking stake in 10% of the chip company because they're buying so many of these GPUs, so much of this computing power. That's basically the big thing. It says you have to pay to read more of the article, but this is just the biggest thing. I mean, AMD. Let's look at their financials now. We looked at their financials last video, but look at how much this is going to add onto their financials. So they had a revenue of 7.7 billion in the second quarter. It's increased 32% year over year, so it's not doing bad. AMD was already doing good as a company. Their gross margins dropping a little bit, not really worried about that, not a lot. And then operating income down, so they needed something, happening. Diluted earnings per share. Summary of their P&L, we see their revenue's up a great amount, up 32%. Their profit is also up, which I love to see, a little bit less than their revenue when you compare those two numbers. But I'm not worried about it. And then basically what this is going to add is tens of billions of dollars. Like, this is going to add at least, I mean, AMD is going to be a different company. The OpenAI, the money that they have is insane. And I mean, you guys read it in this article right here. I mean, it's hard to even think about, but under the terms of the new deal, OpenAI committed to purchasing 6 gigawatts worth of AMD chips, starting with the MI450 next year. The ChatGPT maker will buy the chips directly or through its cloud computing partners. And basically, this is going to be kind of crazy. I mean, this is pretty crazy. So, I mean, over the next half decade, okay, over the next half decade. Sorry, excuse me. Over the next half decade is 5 years. In 5 years, they're saying AMD's revenue is going to be over 50 billion. Do I believe that? Honestly, I don't. I want to, but that would be insane, because then this company would have to, their stock would have to 10x in the next 5 years. Do I see that happening? Yes. I think that can happen, though. I mean, this is an all-time high for the company. This is an all-time high for AMD, and it makes sense. It should be. But I see AMD being in the thousands of dollars pretty soon here. I don't think that's crazy. I think AMD is a great investment. I think right now is like one of the last times you can get in before we're going to start seeing those numbers trickle in. This is, just the beginning of the deal. So this is just a first surge because people found out about the deal. But once the deal actually goes through and then OpenAI starts buying those chips, which is going to happen very soon, their revenues are going to reflect that, and their numbers are going to be a lot different. AMD's numbers are going to be a lot different. And when that first earnings comes out, I think a lot of people are going to be shocked. A lot of people are going to be shocked, to say the least. AMD definitely needed this. They were honestly pretty flat. Year to date, they were still up a good amount. You see they were up 50% already, up around 23%, and now they're up 68%. So I'm up about 90% on my AMD position. I'm not selling anything, to be fully transparent with you. This is a large, part of my portfolio, and I'm fine with that. I want it to be that big of a part of my portfolio. I think that the future is very bright for AMD. I mean, we can go through these financials even more. Like, look at the sectors that drive revenue for them. So that's not. I mean, this is adding $50 billion of revenue just on their data center segment, which is insane. That's it. So there are other sectors. I mean, look at how this one's growing, which is very well, up 14% year over year. But look at how their other sectors are growing. Their client and gaming segment, they just got that back on track. So if they continue this client and gaming segment, if that keeps going in the right direction, they get that client and gaming segment up 3.6 billion. Look at how much their revenue is up 69% year over year. If they keep that going up, and then they also have this $50 billion revenue in the data center, and guys, I don't think it's stopping here. I don't think OpenAI and ChatGPT is the only company that's going to partner with AMD. I really don't. I think there's a lot more big companies. AMD is going to need to scale up. Just OpenAI, I think this is just the beginning. I think we're going to see deals with Google. We're going to see deals with Amazon. We're going to see deals with Microsoft. There's going to be a lot of companies that are trying to be as good as OpenAI. There's not quite as many companies that are as good as OpenAI in their AI sense. You know what I mean? Everyone's trying to kind of copy them. So I think the MI450 chips are going to be insane. This is going to be a crazy thing for the company. And I'm very happy that this happened. This is going to be a snowball effect. These other companies are going to see this, and they're going to be very, very keen to getting some AMD chips. Embedded segment, this is what AMD is just hitting it on all four fronts, because they have three segments that are driving their sales. They're driving their money. This is how the company makes money. Data center. OpenAI is going to, just alone, OpenAI is going to boost that by at least 10x. This number is going to at least 10x in the next 5 years. This stock's going to go up. This stock's going to go up. I mean, there's no way it goes down unless this deal somehow falls through, which it was just announced, so maybe, but I don't think so. Client and gaming segment, they already have this back on the right track. This is the segment that was struggling, if you remember, a couple of quarters ago, a year ago, people were thinking, oh, this segment's going to go under. It's going to be negative, but no, they're up 69% now. And then embedded segment, this is one of the AI parts, the AI spaces that is growing insanely over the next decade or so. In 2030, this market is projected to be one of, like, the growth rates on the AI embedded segment are, in the 35-40% compounding annual growth rates, and they own ZT Systems, which is a leader in the embedded segment. I mean, there's just so many things. AMD really is just looking like the buy of a lifetime right now, honestly, because this is NVIDIA before NVIDIA. I mean, if you guys missed out on NVIDIA, I'd say get into AMD right now. Look at what NVIDIA did, and this is just in comparison. NVIDIA, what they did is, I mean, let's go all time. Let's see how their stock, reacted. So I'd say AMD's at this stage right now, where this stock was at $12.99. It rose a good amount. It was at $20, and then it rose to $32. So that's a big jump, and then it looks like, I think they're here as much as they're, I mean, look, this graph honestly looks pretty similar to AMD. If you take this part of AMD's peak where it hit its all-time high, then it, dropped, advanced money destroyer is what people were calling it, and then you have that $12, and then that jumps all the way to 19. Pretty similar percentage gain, 12 to 16, 12 to 19, and then ever since then, this company is now $185, NVIDIA, and they can't be stopped. NVIDIA cannot be stopped, but I think they might be today. This is pretty crazy that AMD is getting these deals. I always knew it would happen. That's why AMD is my largest position. Very much believe in them. I think that AMD is a stock for the future. I really do think that AMD is just one of the best buys you can buy in your lifetime. These type of deals don't come around often. And this, like I said, this is all-time high. It drops and then back at that all-time high, and I think it's going to shoot past that. This is a $500 stock very soon here. So I might even put some more money into AMD, which is crazy enough to say. So I have 52 shares. I probably want to get that closer to 60 pretty soon here. And yeah, I mean, I really like AMD. This is up 1,000% all time. It's probably going to be more. Lisa Su, love what she did with the company. This is a $2 stock for a long time here. She brought it to 205, and I don't think this is the end. I think we're going to see a very, very good jump in AMD. This is going to be at least a $500 stock in the next 2 to 3 years, I'd say. So definitely hold AMD close to you, and invest as much as you're willing to lose. Don't be greedy with this, but also be smart about it. I mean, AMD, very good investment right now. So I have around at that $11,000 in AMD, and I think that this is going to turn to 20,000 by the end of next year. So I really do like AMD. If you guys do like it, I say invest in it. It's not that big of a risk as far as it goes, and I think that why not? So that's all I have for today's video, guys. If you did enjoy it, be sure to smash that like button. It's free to smash the like button. It is now expensive to buy AMD stock. It was once not. A few days ago, it was not expensive. It was very attractively priced. Now it's expensive. Now it's $200 to buy AMD stock. It used to be $159. It used to be $2. It used to be $5. It used to be $38. It's probably not going to get cheaper. So I'd get into it right now. I'm very happy that this happened. Great day in the portfolio. I mean, I love waking up to a 10% portfolio gain, up $2.5 thousand. This brings the all-time gain in the portfolio to around 84%. I've only invested $14,000 all time. So to be at 26,000, very happy, very grateful. And yeah, so that's all I have for today's video, guys. If you did enjoy, be sure to smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you guys for watching. I'll catch you in a video tomorrow. Thank you. Peace.